My husband cheated with his intern? Fine. I'm gonna date the intern's dad. Now everyone's about to find out and I don't know what to do. Am I the a-hole? And everyone watching, I would be remiss if I didn't bring on someone to help me get to the bottom of this giant mystery. Today we are welcoming Julia from the Pretty Much Done podcast. Julia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, John. I'm so excited to pick this apart and figure it out.
Are you ready for the tomfoolery? Because it's looking like an interesting one.
I don't know if I'm ready, but we will find out. Let's do it.
I don't know how to put this, but this is a bizarre situation. I used to be married to my husband, Alan, before we got divorced 3 years ago because he had an affair with the intern working in his office. Needless to say, he made the typical excuses like, I fell out of love, she makes me feel special, and our sex life was boring.
He's the worst. Yeah, he can just say that. And obviously he loves the intern he has a power dynamic over, who's just telling him all that he wants to hear. But okay, continue.
What makes it worse is his affairs partner was my daughter's 24 female friend. So it was overall gross from his part. My daughter and son, 21 male, don't have a good relationship with their dads anyways, especially my daughter having cut her dad out of her life. I was pretty devastated to say the least. My whole world fell apart. I am still in therapy for some issues. But on to affair partner's father, Ezra, knew all about this. He once came into my house and apologized for his daughter's behavior and that he taught her better than this. Her dad came in to OP and was like, hey, I apologize for this, which is, what a strange position to be in as well. Like the father who I guess they all knew each other from like the daughters being friends.
Yeah, must have been. It's so funny. I'm thinking like the DM slide, like the man showed up at this woman's door and he literally walked over into her DMs.
Oh, interesting. Wait, you think he's shooting his shot or?
I don't know. No, I'm not taking it there, but we know what's going to happen. So how did this, get initiated? I'm trying to figure that out.
That's true. Now, his wife had abandoned him and his daughter when she was little. So he hoped that his daughter, the affair partner, knows how disappointed her father is. For some weird reason, we continued to talk, probably because we were both betrayed spouses. He helped me go through the pain. He eventually asked me out and said he hasn't had loving feelings for anyone since his wife left him. He knows it will make things complicated. I am also wrong. I was feeling vindication at that point. In my mind, I kept playing, you can hook up with my husband, I can hook up with your dad. And I know that this is silly and childish, but after we started dating, things have been going great. He is a great partner and lover. I do like Ezra. We've had multiple conversations about this, and I had my doubts about it, but so far, no red flags. Ezra has expressed that he wants to tell his daughter about this.
Wow, things have really turned around for us. I'm watching a rom-com.
We really are, though. Make this a life story. My God, I am not sure what to expect. How can I tell her that I am sleeping with her dad? My daughter knows and thinks that it's hilarious. The only reason I am continuing this relationship is because I know that the affair partner will get bored off of my husband one day. Because I heard whispers from outside that he is having troubles with the affair partner. Like, what should I expect from this? How will I handle the affair partner when she gets to know about me and her dad? So we are about to hop into the first of two juicy updates, but I want to pause real quick and break it down, Julia.
Most important to me, and she has not brought up nearly enough times, is like making sure her kids are okay. Like she said that her daughter thinks it's hilarious, but I'm like, I don't really care about the girl who had the affair. Like I care about my kids not ending fucked up after all of this.
100%.
And I think that she's not thinking about that enough. And out of all of this, I think the daughter is like the goat of the story. Like she's like, I cut off my dad. I think it's hilarious and I'm just living my life. But like 5 years later, who knows? Like what if she ends up in some messed up relationship because she has all of this trauma? I think as a mother, we got to think about our kids here. I don't care about the affair girl. I don't even care about about Ezra so much. I'm like, check in on your kids.
Where's the daughter? Wow. My goodness. That is exactly what needs to happen. And also, like, what if, the mom says, she's laughing it off, but what if that's her kind of response to things that make her feel uncomfortable, or like, she's just kind of uses the humor, uses the laughter as a way to kind of like not have to deal with those feelings or have those hard conversations, or not even just have the hard conversation, but have a conversation with her mom to see if she's okay.
Yeah, she like doesn't have parental figures right now. Her dad is like sleeping with her friend and her mom is sleeping with her friend's dad. Like she's just sitting there like, what is going on? And I'm sure she's 24 as well. Like, that's not the easiest time to be going through all of this.
100%. Well, Julia, we have an update.
Okay.
Let's get into it. So before going on with this update, I want to make one thing clear about my previous post. When I said that I am only continuing this relationship because I heard my ex and affair partner would break up, I meant that I am glad that there would be less drama. Okay, that's a pretty good thing to clarify.
Okay, she's not completely lost it.
Yes,
she's
there
not
we go.
Off the rails.
She's got a few marbles left.
Yeah.
Yes, when I started dating Ezra, it was supposed to be a fling, but I slowly developed feelings for him. I like him, and the situation is complicated. Just imagine me being my ex-husband's stepmother-in-law. God.
Oh my God. Oh. That's the best part about it.
My God.
That's so good.
It sounds weird, and that's why I am continuing the relationship. Okay, now on to the update. Yesterday, a affair partner came for lunch at Ezra's house. It was a surprise. I was there. I think this is the moment, y'all, the moment we've been waiting for. When she saw me, she asked, "What am I doing there?" Ezra told her that he has been dating me for a couple of months, and this is what he wanted to tell her next week. He didn't know that it would be happening this fast. Affair partner was obviously not happy. She kept saying that she didn't approve of it. It's so weird. How can Ezra do this to her? There was screaming from her part, and he told me to get out. Ezra wanted to calm her down, but nothing worked. I wanted to tell her to sit down and talk, but she was about to grab me, but before that, Ezra stopped her.
This girl's like unhinged.
Yeah, I'm picking that up as well.
But we like Ezra for caring about her feelings. He knows how to parent.
He also yelled at her that she has the audacity to tell him who he should date when she shamelessly dated a married man, and that to someone who is her friend's father. At least his relationship isn't inappropriate because we're both the same age at least. She needs to look at her life and its poor choices. She lost her friends. She lost respect in the eyes of her family. She almost lost her job because of her affair. She has no say in who he dates when she didn't listen to him about Alan, my ex. If it makes her uncomfortable, she needs to deal with it herself, because my ex and her relationship makes everyone uncomfortable. That is true. Ezra even said that she was turning into her mother, a selfish woman who abandoned her family. That seems to have triggered her. She shouted that he must have done something, and that's why she left him. She even made comments like, "My husband left me because I must have done something," which is odd because while the affair was going on, my husband wasn't distant at all, or showing any signs of cheating. I got to know about the affair from my daughter. There were a few more screaming matches, and then she left. I honestly felt bad, and then it hit me. She may be carrying her anger towards her mother to her relationship. She must be under the impression that her mother must have left her and cheated because something her father did. I don't know what lies my ex told her, but she used that to justify her affair. In her mind, she is saving a man from a bad marriage because she wanted to save her mom or dad. I know it sounds complicated, but that's what I think. She's carrying trauma into her relationship. That very night, I sat down with Ezra and told him we need to take a break from our relationship. He said it's not necessary and he doesn't want to talk to her anymore. I tried to explain things to him. Her daughter dating my husband has made things complicated enough, and me dating him would make things even more twisted. And moreover, the issue seems to be bigger than us. His daughter needs him. She seems to be lost and confused. Okay, I want to stop real quick here. We still have more into the update, but Julia, I wanted to get your perspective and everyone watching right now.
Well, OP has completely won me over. She's back in my good graces. She's normal again. She's seen the light. I think that she was angry.
Yeah.
Ezra was lonely and they found each other. She's now acting like a mom. She's seeing that this kid is like emotionally stunted. She doesn't have, vengeance in her blood, or like she doesn't have anger towards this girl. She actually has empathy and feels sorry for her.
Yeah.
Because she realizes she has a lot of unhealed trauma. She's taking a step away, and I hope she's going to go hang out with her daughter. That's what what I hope is going to happen.
I definitely think she's feeling empathy for Opie's daughter, which is good and big of her, like definitely high road energy going on. I'm wondering if she has still 100% let go of all of that. You know, it seems like she's letting go of some of it, but I'm praying that she's kind of like letting it go. But I'm like cautiously optimistic for her.
Yeah, because there's another update. There's another update, right?
There's more juice. Yeah, there's more tea to be spilled.
Okay,
more tea to be spilled. So her own mother had bipolar disorder and substance abuse problems when she was 10 and left the home. Okay, so that is a lot more context into the situation. After 3 years, when she came back, things were a bit stable. Then she cheated again and left when her daughter was 18. I know 18 is an adult, but she still was very little when her mom left the first time. She never had that stable home and guidance. She is confused right now. She needs her dad right now more than ever. Absolutely. He needs to focus on his relationship with his daughter first. It took a while, but he agreed to at least give it a try. And yeah, I did get a really colorful message from my ex after his affair partner left the house. He said it was inappropriate. I pointed out his hypocrisy, that he didn't think it was inappropriate to hook up with his daughter's friend or ask for my permission. Correct. Absolutely. Why does he think he has a say in my relationship now? That's about it. I'm really hurt. I do miss him, but we are both adults with kids. We cannot act like children. If something happens, I will let you know. I don't know if Reddit will remove my post or not. We have more edits and updates, but I feel like OP is way more leaning towards the direction you were talking about, which is like, let me let go of this vengeance and just like, I have a daughter, you know, like she is clearly going through something. She needs her father. And I didn't fully understand this at first, but now I'm kind of seeing she's like, oh, it's not just for us in our relationship, but it's so you can be with your daughter and help her heal, which is big high road energy because she was the one that started this whole mess in the first place.
Yes, but she's 24 years old. The worst person in this whole story is the original husband or whatever, the boss. He sucks. His hypocrisy sucks. Like the worst. He also like finds like a 24-year-old woman who has lots of trauma and is like codependent. And he's like, you're perfect for me.
Literally.
So he absolutely sucks. Everyone else in this scenario wins. Big W's for everyone else.
I'm very hopeful that the daughter can kind of come back around. Like OP has kind of come around a lot,
yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. She's 24, so she's got a lot of life to live and a lot of things to learn.
100%. Time to learn. Hopefully, what if her and OP develop a friendship out of this? That would be insane. But we've seen it happen. Yeah. We have seen it happen on the show. Mike, we've read like 1,200 stories, so we've kind of seen it all at this point, but we'll see what happens in this story. Edit. I think I need to make it clear. I am not officially breaking up with Ezra. We are taking a pause or a break from our relationship. I talked to him today. He said he will try for a few weeks, and if nothing changes, he will go no contact regardless of where our relationship goes because he cannot have a toxic man involved in his family anymore. That is why I wanted to take a break so that he can focus on his daughter now and try one last time to talk some sense into her, which we think is OP saying that Ezra will go no contact and kind of like break off the relationship because it's too complicated for him at this point to have any sort of connection or interaction with OP's ex.
Yeah, I think what's happening to OP is like the classic case of I got divorced, then I got into a relationship or whatever. I broke up with my husband. I got into a relationship very soon after, and then I didn't feel what was the feeling of being alone for the first time. And now she's like, wait, no, let's still try. But she's got to break from all of this. This is all toxic for her.
And I think, like you said, like being able to spend some time with yourself, because I don't even know if we know how long their relationship was, but they had a 24-year-old daughter. So, I mean, they've at least had some form of a relationship for 24 years. So I think it's very smart move to like, all right, step back, spend some time with yourself, date yourself first, and then kind of go back into the dating world. Because that's at least 24 years of not being outside of a relationship. So
yeah, shameless plug, but I have a great podcast for her to listen to if she needs to figure out how to date herself.
That is correct. Big plug there. All right, let's dive back into it. We have a big update. Things are normal now. Ezra and I are back to normal, okay? It's been 2 weeks since. I don't know in details what happened. I'm just sharing what Ezra shared with me. He and his daughter had talks and fights about this whole situation. His daughter's defense is that I am a selfish woman. Oh, man. Hot calling the kettle black. Come on now.
That's where I was at. Yeah.
I guess that's where we're getting our tea from, is that kettle right there. But my goodness gracious.
Oh my God.
My ex was unhappy in his marriage. I am only dating her dad to get revenge on her. Ezra retaliated and said if she has any other proof of me mistreating my ex-husband other than his words, how does she know he is not lying to get into her pants? That's a good question.
She does not know.
She does not. How does she know if he was the one who mistreated me in the marriage? She made a lot of assumptions about me without even knowing me. She doesn't understand the lies and manipulation he told her just to get with her. That a man telling you he is going to leave his family of 30 years, okay, so 30 years I think is the number, for you is not something to be proud of. If a man can betray his family so easily for a younger woman, he can betray anyone, even her. Also, lastly, he said that she has no right to say anything against his relationships when she didn't even listen to any of the word and advices he had against dating my ex-husband. She lost her right to judge him the moment she became a homewrecker, he says. She said that she is an adult and she can do whatever she wants, but she is a hypocrite if she objects her father's relationship. If she is uncomfortable with me around, then she would suck it up. Just like he is uncomfortable with her dating a 50-year-old man whose daughter is almost the same age as she is. As for my ex-husband, he hasn't stopped commenting on how weird this is. I shut him down by saying him dating a girl the same age as my daughter is weirder. At least I am dating someone closer to my age. Did he really care about how his daughter is feeling when he's out here hooking up with her former friend? Then he has no right to call this weird.
Yeah, the age thing isn't the weird part. It's that it's your daughter's friend and your direct report.
Exactly. There's just so, like, he has so many layers. Like, his stack of weirdness, if that's what he wants to call it, is so huge.
Yeah.
How can you even begin to try to come at anyone else in this whole situation?
Yeah. Him like coming out, I'm like, just you stay back. Like nobody needs you right now. You're
Just
the last
stay.
person who gets to speak. Yeah.
That's right. The talking stick is not for you today, sir.
Literally, never.
Stay sat. I don't know if my ex and affair partner will stay together or not. I think she will make it work somehow just to try to spite her own father. But from what I have seen, she has been doubting her relationship with my ex. Ezra got her into therapy. Yes. Thank you.
Good job, Ezra. Good
Everyone
job.
in this story, please see a therapist. For God's sakes, yo.
Yeah.
He is also attending along with her, and we got back together because we both realized we have strong feelings for each other. We are already very old. We have come a long way in life. Our children are grown. We have achieved all the milestones, and now we just want to relax and have fun. Bonus, I don't have to have pregnancy scares because I can tell that I'm already going through menopause. Well, that's it. I may update again if something big happens. Woo, okay, Julia, we made it to the end of our first story. Thank you for making it this far on the journey with us.
Thank you. That was quite a journey.
Many questions to be asked here for you and everyone watching. Was OP the a-hole originally? I think everyone is kind of the a-hole at one point or another in this story. But my big question for you and for everyone watching is, I liked what you were saying earlier about like OP like taking a break and like dating herself and all this. It does seem the situation has reached a calmer kind of like point where it's like, okay, it seems like Ezra's daughter, she's going to therapy with Ezra. That's fantastic. OP is in therapy. Do we think at this point, given what OP is saying, it's later in life, she just kind of wants to relax and is kind of seeming like found a partner that could be great? Do we go forward? Do we not? What are you thinking, Julia?
Yeah, I'm happy for her. I would just recommend another couples therapy avenue for the two of them.
Yes.
Because there's a lot to navigate here, and there's that, navigating having a stepdaughter who hates you potentially. So I think that, listen, I'm happy. No judgment for how it like happened. Whatever, if it's working for them. I do think that I'm not a believer in like just right after a big huge breakup like getting straight into a relationship. I think that there's like unhealed trauma. But if she's like, this is like good stepping stone for her, this is a good stepping stone, and like she said, early menopause, like you go off. You go off,
girl.
Queen.
You live that life.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I think and you know what? Gosh darn it, has OP deserved a little fun in her life? My goodness, this woman has been through the freaking ringer. Oh
yeah.
So hopefully OP has a happily ever after with Ezra, or at least just gets to enjoy some of her life in this new stage and chapter.
Do you ever read these stories and just want to Instagram stalk all of these people? I want to know what's up with the daughter. Like, I need to know all of it.
Sam is notorious for just dying to know this information. I think I've kind of I grew up fostering dogs, and you kind of gotta get used to all right, it's relinquished. It's not mine anymore. It's done. It's over. And what will happen will happen. The crazy thing though is now we have a ton of people submitting their own stories, or seeing their own story on the show and wanting to share any updates, or been kind of insane.
So funny. Oh my God. I would love that. That's so funny.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have you back in for a call-in episode. Those are.
Oh yeah. I would love that.
Those are the most fun. But speaking of you being on the show, Julia, I think we have a story for you to share with us.
I do. Yeah. I don't know if I can do it as good of a job as you, John. I don't know. Now I'm scared.
You've brought in all of the commentary we needed to get back to planet Earth from Planet Crazy Town. You got to take us there, Julia.
Okay. I'm going to take us there.
Let's do it.
My sister flirted with my girlfriend. I'm blocking her on everything. I hate her. Am I the a-hole? I've had this account for a bit, but I prefer lurking instead of posting. Same. He's a 19-year-old male. Sister, Haley, 20-year-old female, is a very open and flirty person. She's never put a label on her sexuality, but she has said that she's attracted to everyone. Ever since we were in high school, she'd often flirt with girls I was interested in. She'd also flirt with my friends when they'd come over to hang out. Sometimes Haley would even come into my room without knocking just to talk to them.
Ooh, and that's tough because she likes everyone. Nobody is safe.
He needs a lock.
He really does.
That's what he needs. It was very uncomfortable, and some of my friends even stopped coming over to my house because of it. This made me really angry, and I told our parents, but they'd always say I'm being homophobic and to leave her alone. So she'd always get away with it. A few months after she graduated, she moved out of the house, and I haven't had to deal with her flirting with my friends anymore. Is the homophobic comment appropriate from a parent?
I was wondering the same. So the parents are saying that OP is being homophobic for trying to not stop flirting with my friends, basically.
Yeah, I feel like putting sexuality in this is kind of gaslighty from the parents. 7 months ago, I met my now girlfriend, Layla, 18-year-old female, and we really hit it off. We've been together a little over 4 months. One thing to note about Layla is that she's really shy, so she never voices any concerns until after the fact. Well, I really wanted her to meet my parents, so we set up a quick dinner at a nice restaurant on Tuesday night. We know what's gonna happen. Without even telling me, my parents invited Haley, shocker, who was almost 30 minutes late. For the better part of dinner, she would constantly flirt with my girlfriend. She'd give Layla compliments about her clothing, body, facial features, and even offer her number multiple times. Just at the dinner being here's my number.
Multiple times? What are we doing here? It's hey, you want to pass that meatloaf? Also, slide me the digits over. Stop, please.
That is wild. Okay. My parents would just laugh along with her antics, saying it's just how she normally is. But I could clearly see Layla was uncomfortable, so I paid my side of the bill and took her home. When we got to her house, I asked if I could spend the night, and she said yes. And that's where I've been for the past few days. Literally holed out at the girlfriend's house. My parents and Haley have been blowing up my phone, calling me all sorts of names, which has me thinking I was in the wrong. Gaslighters. I haven't answered any of my sister's messages, but I told my mom where I am. When I asked Layla about it, she said the compliments were nice at first, but she got uncomfortable. So am I the a-hole for making a big deal out of my sister flirting with girlfriend?
Are there any updates?
Yeah, here's the update. Sorry this update took a few days. I'm still reeling from everything that happened. First of all, I want to thank all the people who left comments and judgments. I won't say much as I'm sure you all know what happened. It's a lot. I'm still disgusted and don't really know how to feel about all this. Friday night, I messaged my mom and dad to let them know I wouldn't be conversing with them unless Layla was given an apology. Literally the bare minimum. Up to this point, that still hasn't been received, and I don't think it ever will. I also let them know I'd be stopping by on Saturday to pick up my things from the house. Well, Saturday morning, I go over to the house and bring my girlfriend's dad, who we'll call Carl, to help me. Sitting on the porch is my sister, who tells me immediately she wants to talk. Anyways, we go inside and sit down, which is when she says she has to tell me something without me freaking out. Basically, in a much more dimmed down version, my sister tells me she has had feelings for me since high school.
His own sister?
Oh my God. Has this happened for you guys before?
We actually had one other one. Whoa. That was not what I was expecting.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God, I need to know how the parents handle this, which is when I started going to the gym and slimming out a lot more. She said the main reason she flirted with all my friends is because she wanted to divert her attraction somewhere else. According to her, this is also the reason she moved out so quickly, because she couldn't stand being around me and knowing she couldn't have me. I left. I didn't get any of my stuff, and honestly, I don't know I'll go back to get it. I blocked my sister on everything as soon as I got back to my girlfriend's house, and my mom keeps messaging me, telling me to apologize for walking out again. I don't know how to feel. I'm absolutely disgusted. I feel like throwing up all the time, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get up and go to work tomorrow like everything's normal. I haven't told my girlfriend or her dad yet, and I don't know if I'm going to. I have no idea if my mom or dad knows, but even thinking about it makes my head hurt. This is so much worse than I thought it was. What the fuck? I know a lot of people might start commenting about how this is fake, and I don't really care. I wish it was. I'm speechless.
Wow. What do you do? What can one possibly do?
I mean, I'm like worried that he's like squatting at the girlfriend's house, because that's like this is not their problem. Like, why?
Yeah. My goodness, he's at the girlfriend's house, his sister, and as of right now, the parents don't know.
Do you think they don't know? Because he doesn't know if they know.
That's a good question, which that doesn't really explain. I was trying to think, does that at all explain their kind of weird behavior from earlier? But it doesn't quite track, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's like, why would they, if anything, they would be like, oh, well, maybe they just desperately, if they do know, they desperately want her to like just get with somebody else. So
his girlfriend,
she can, I guess, be distracted. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, date his girlfriend as long as you're not dating your own brother. Like, hoorah, let's go. Maybe. Okay. I was trying to math the math there. Possibly. I mean, that would explain them being like, oh no, just like let your sister flirt with anybody, like any person that is not you, please.
Wow.
Maybe, potentially. I think it's hard to say, but oh my goodness. Yeah. That's a lot to process.
This is wild. It's making me not want to have kids. I'm going to be honest with you. This is really scary. There's another update.
Let's get into it.
So it's been a week. I'm not sure how many people are going to see this, but whoever does, hi. After my last post, I didn't answer many comments because I was still going through the motions of what was said. I wanted to get a quick update out last week, but things got in the way, which led us to here. Last Tuesday, I messaged my parents telling them everything my sister had told me. It wasn't until Thursday I got a reply where they called me all sorts of names. They said I was perverted, a liar, a man-child, etc. However, after messaging back and forth with them for a while, it came out on my mom's side that my sister confirmed my story and wanted me to say it was false because neither of them wanted to believe it. Well, finally, the parents are being parents.
My goodness gracious. So now they're finally like accepting the truth and like, God, every single response they have is just to like lash out at OP. Like, no matter, oh, your sister's in love with you? How dare you? How dare you, sir?
You are a man-child. You're 19 years old, a man-child. This is a lot to handle.
Like, yes, I am a man-child. Yeah. Like, you're correct.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Oh my God.
I'm a man because you guys make me pay for dinner. I'm a child because have no parents who are like being supportive towards me.
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, it's safe to say I have no intention of talking to either of them for a long time. I told my girlfriend everything on Tuesday as well. She was a lot more supportive than I initially thought, so that worked out pretty well. On Friday, we told her father and we started looking for apartments to move in together. I don't know if this is like, oh, why'd you guys move in together?
Oh, my sister was in love with me, this, that, and the third, and whim, bam, boom, here we are.
Yeah, I don't love this for them, but whatever. Yeah. This guy's been through a lot. As for all my things back at my parents' house, my girlfriend's dad and a few of my friends went to pick up my stuff without me. I gave them a list of all of the necessary things. My friends don't know why I moved out, but just that it was serious and not to ask. Okay, good move. Which leads us to today. I know a few people on my update post commented about this being fake, and as much as I wish it wasn't, this is the hell I'm living in. Over the past week, I've been looking back to my sister and its relationship, realized a lot of stuff that isn't normal. I'd give examples, but I just want this to be over with. That's it. Thanks for the support, and that'll probably be the last update.
OP, my goodness, you have been through the ringer, my friend. I feel like in my 18-year-old man-child naivete, I might have also fallen into a similar thing of all right, it's kind of like an option that's available for him as far as moving in with his current girlfriend. I understand the logic that might be running through his brain, but I don't know. It's definitely therapy, for sure.
At minimum.
At a minimum. Yeah, I don't know. This is get the relationship with the sister, with the parents. Did the parents kind of fully come around, or what was the last thing that they kind of said to OP?
I think they wanted to talk to him and he didn't want to talk to them.
Yeah. Which, in fairness, it's a lot for a 18-year-old man-child to try to process.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, I'm a little bit dumbfounded. This has never come up on my podcast. I don't know what an expert would say. This is wild. I understand why people thought it was fake. It sounds fake. It doesn't sound real.
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, I also can't believe that they're moving in together and her dad, the girlfriend's dad is yeah, just move in together. This is a great idea. If I were her dad, I'd be this family sounds nuts. Apple doesn't fall far. You got to get out of this situation.
I wonder if he just feels bad for look at this poor kid. His whole family sucks.
Yeah.
It just, you know what? Move in with my daughter. Here's your first rent free. Month rent free.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. This is so insane. But you know what? On a less insane note, Julia, you have a podcast where you break down complicated relationship matters. Could you tell us a little bit more about it? What kind of stuff you break down over there?
Yeah. Well, I talk a lot about the relationship that we have with ourselves, because I feel once you're really okay with yourself, that's the best place to be. And I think for me, I'm Russian Jewish, and I grew up with this cultural expectation that I should be married and have kids by the time I'm 30. And so my podcast is really for people who are pretty much done listening to that noise and that societal pressure. And I have experts on, I have influencers, authors who come on and I interview them. I do some solo episodes. And so if you're ever looking for dating and relationship advice, come listen to the pod. I think it's really good. And it's a lot less manic than the stories we heard today.
Absolutely. You know, our listeners do need a reprieve from insanity in the world. And I think your podcast is a great place. So happy we had you on. Everyone go check out our podcast. And Julia, thanks again for joining us on this episode.
Thank you for having me on. It was definitely eye-opening for sure.
Oh, it's first time on the OKOP ride is it's always a crazy one.
It was fun. Thank you.
And boom.